Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Math Insights. Today I am going to discuss very important topic in trigonometry, and this is very useful to the students of class 10 as well as intermediate. In this video I am going to discuss trigonometric ratios of complementary angles, supplementary angles and other angles which are very useful in solving problems. All of you know there are 6 trigonometric ratios called sine, cos, tangent, cosecant, secant and cotangent, simply called cot. Now I am going to discuss what is sine 180 plus theta, what is sine 180 minus theta, and what is sine 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta. These 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta, 360 plus theta, 360 minus theta. These are very important angles. To find the values of these angles when you measure with trigonometric ratios, there are 6 trigonometric ratios, and you know what are meant by complementary angles and supplementary angles. Any two angles are said to be complementary if their sum is 90 degrees. Suppose theta is one angle, then 90 minus theta will become other complementary angle. Why? Because if you add those two angles, then your answer is 90. Therefore I am assuming theta, then the other angle which is complementary to this theta is 90 minus theta. Why? Because on adding these two you will get 90. And also if the sum of any two angles is 180 degrees, those are said to be supplementary angles. If you take theta as one angle, then 180 minus theta will become the other angle which is supplementary to this angle. Why? Because I am adding these two, you will get 180 degrees. Along with this, you have 360 plus theta, 360 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta. So I want to say what is 90 minus theta, sine 90 minus theta, cos 90 minus theta, like that. I will prepare a table, and that table is very easy to prepare and very easy to remember. Before going to prepare the table, I want to say some fundamental and important points regarding these angles and ratios. All of you know a plane is a flat surface. Now this whiteboard is also a surface. Now I am dividing this board, that means a plane, into 4 equal parts by using 2 lines. First one is horizontal line which is called x-axis, okay, and next one is vertical line which is called y-axis. This is x-axis and this is, see, that is y-axis and this is x-axis. The meeting point of x-axis and y-axis is called O, and they are meeting at a point, and the x-axis which is right side to O is called positive x-axis. Why? Because there will be positive numbers, and if you go to left side of O, there will be negative numbers for x-axis. Similarly, the upper part of this y-axis is called positive y-axis and this is negative y-axis. Now these two lines divided this whiteboard into 4 equal parts. The first one is called quadrant 1, okay, and this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, this is quadrant 4. I am starting from here Q1 and I am taking these quadrants in anti-clockwise direction. You know what is meant by an angle, I made a separate video for that also. You may access that video as end screen of this video. That will be available also. You may go through that. Now I am taking a ray which is coinciding with positive x-axis. Let it be OA. OA is coinciding with positive x-axis. That's why the angle between the positive x-axis and this OA is 0, angle 0. When it starts to rotate in anti-clockwise direction, suppose this OA is here, this is A, this OA is here rotating in anti-clockwise direction. That's why I am writing the arrow mark like this. Let it be theta. This theta is less than 90. Why? Because when it rotates like this and it coincides with the positive y-axis, then the angle between these two is 90. Why? Because they are perpendicular to each other. But this theta is always less than 90. When it completes and coincides with positive y-axis, then only we will say that this ray OA completed 90 degrees. But it is between positive x-axis and positive y-axis. Therefore, this angle is less than 90. That may be simply written as 90 minus theta. If you subtract something, that will become less than 90. That's why whatever the angle in the first quadrant is 90 minus theta. And when it exactly coincides with positive x-axis, angle is exactly 90. So exactly 90 degrees. After coming here, this OA, now OA is here. It continues its rotation. Suppose if it is here, then this is A. After completion of 90 degrees, it moved further. Then angle will become more than 90. So you may write it as 90 plus theta. Similarly, if it comes and coincides with negative x-axis, suppose here, okay, let it be OA. That is exactly 180 degrees. Exactly 180 degrees. Before that, it is less than 180. So you may write the angle which is between positive y-axis and negative x-axis as 180 minus theta also. Why? Because that is less than 180, whichever is here, and more than 90. In the same manner, if it continues its rotations, and suppose if it is here, then the angle is more than 180. That can be written as 180 plus theta. And if it coincides with negative axis, and if it is OA is coincides with negative y-axis, then the angle is 270, exactly 270 here. That means whichever before that less than 270, that may be written as 270 minus theta. Similarly, when it continues its rotation, and suppose if it is here, then the angle made by this OA with this positive x-axis is 270 plus theta. Okay, 270 plus theta, and finally it comes to an end and coincides with its original position. Then it completes 360 degrees. But before that, it will have less than 360. That can be written as 360 minus theta, and coincides with positive x-axis, and it moves again. Then the angle is 360 plus theta. After completion of one rotation and it continues again, the angle is 360 plus theta. These are the four quadrants and these are the angles. So in the first quadrant, you will have 90 minus theta, 360 plus theta. And in the second quadrant, 90 plus theta, 180 minus theta. If you come in the third quadrant, the angles are 180 plus theta, 270 minus theta. Fourth quadrant, 270 plus theta and 360 minus theta. And you have to keep 2 points in your mind when you are finding the trigonometric ratios of this angle. The first point is when 90 and 270 comes, when you want to find sin 90 plus theta or sin 90 minus theta, or cos 270 plus theta, cos 270 minus theta, when these odd numbers, when this 90 and 270 comes, sin will become cos will become sin, and tan will become cot will become tan, cosecant will become secant will become cosecant. When you want to find angles for this 90 plus theta or 90 minus theta, or 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta, and for remaining those are, that means 180 and 360, that means 180 plus theta, 360 plus theta, or 180 minus theta, 360 minus theta. For these angles the signs will not change. Sin will become sin, remains, cos remains as cos, and tan remains as tan, cosecant as cosecant, secant as secant. So you have to keep this is the first point in your mind. And coming to the second point, this is very important. You know sin 90 plus theta, so 90 is coming, sin is becoming cos. Suppose for example I want to know sin 90 minus theta. You have to identify in which quadrant this 90 minus theta lies. If you observe, it is in the first quadrant, and I said that when 90 comes, whether it may be 90 plus theta or 90 minus theta, this sign will become cos will become sin. Now sin will become cos, whatever here that comes here, cos theta, but you have to identify whether it is plus cos theta or minus cos theta. For that also you have to blindly keep one away, that is, let it be all silver tea cups, all silver teacups. This is not mathematical derivation or not mathematical technique. You have to keep blindly in your mind. See, all means every ratio is positive. All 6 ratios are positive in the first quadrant. If you come to the second quadrant, silver means it is starting with the letter S. Therefore, whatever the trigonometric ratio which starts with the S and its next ratio, that is sine and its reciprocal, sine and cosecant, will become positive. Sine and cosecant positive, and remaining are negative. Remaining means remaining 4 ratios. Coming to the third quadrant, T, the word T is starting with the T. Therefore, trigonometric ratio which starts with the T and its reciprocal. The trigonometric ratio which is starting with the T is tan theta, and its reciprocal is cot. So these two are positive and remaining are negative. Coming to the fourth quadrant, this is cup, means the trigonometric ratio which starts with the letter C and its reciprocal. The trigonometric ratio starting with C is cos and its reciprocal is secant. Therefore, cos and secant are positive and remaining 4 trigonometric ratios are negative in the fourth quadrant. Then coming to the first quadrant, again all are positive. If you keep these 2 points in your mind, then we can find very easily what are the trigonometric ratios for these particular angles. Now, whatever we discussed previously, I have placed total information on the board. So this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. In the first quadrant, there are angles 90 minus theta, 360 plus theta. This is 90 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 270 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 360 minus theta. Then again the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, all means all trigonometric ratios are positive. So that's why I didn't write the ratios particularly. If you come to the second one, sine and cosecant. Why? Because silver, the word silver is starting with letter S. So sine and its reciprocal cosecant are positive. Remaining four angles are negative. Keep in your mind. And coming to third, tan and cot are positive. Why? Because T is starting with the letter T. And cops starting with the C. So cos and secant, its reciprocal are positive, remaining are negative. Now I will prepare a table. This is very easy. For 90 minus theta, 360 plus theta, you will definitely fill the table easily. See, these are the trigonometric ratios. I have taken them vertically and I have taken the angles horizontally. And another point you have to remember, when 90 and 270 comes, 90 and 270, okay, sine will become cos, cos will become sine, tan becomes cotangent, that means cot, cosecant will become secant, secant will become cosecant. When you face 180 and 360, they will not change. Sine will become as it is and remaining ratios also. So first I am taking 90 minus theta. You know that when 90 comes, sine will change as cos. See, cos, whatever theta here comes here, cos theta. But question is whether it is positive or not. For that you have to verify 90 minus theta is in which quadrant. If you observe, it is in the first quadrant, therefore all are positive. I will keep plus, means plus cos theta, and I will write remaining ratios also. Cos will become sine theta. Why? Because 90 is coming, cos will become sine, tan will become cot theta, cosecant will become secant theta, secant theta will become cosecant theta, cot theta will become tan theta. Similarly, observe what is the next angle in the first quadrant, that is 360 plus theta. If you observe, 360 plus theta is here, but when 360 comes or 360 or 180 comes, the ratios will not change and those will also be positive. So for sine theta, you will get again sine theta here, right? Why? Because theta is here. I am measuring sine 360 plus theta will become sine theta. Again cos 360 plus theta again will become cos theta. Similarly, for tan it will become tan theta, and for cosecant it will become cosecant theta, okay, secant theta and cot theta. So the angles for first quadrants are over. Coming to the second quadrant, 90 plus theta is there. Wherever 90 plus theta, you have to change sine as cos, cos as sine, and remaining also. So 90 plus theta, wherever 90 plus theta is there, sine and cosecant are positive, sine. So if you are measuring sine 90 plus theta, for 90 it will become cos, okay, cos theta. But only sine is positive, therefore remaining are negative. Therefore you have to keep as it is. And for cosecant also, if you observe cosecant, say it will become secant theta. For remaining all, you will get negative. That means cos 90 plus theta will become minus sine theta. Why? Because cos is not in the second quadrant, therefore it will become negative. It will get negative. Tan minus cot theta, and for this secant you will get minus cosecant theta. For cot theta minus tan theta. Okay, this is for 90 plus theta. Similarly, if you observe 180 minus theta, for 180 all ratios will remain as it is, but sine and cosecant will be positive, others are negative. If you observe, sine is positive, therefore I will write first positives, cos theta. Say sine 180 minus theta will become cos theta. Why? Because sine is in the second quadrant, it will not get any negative. And what is the next angle? Cosecant. cosecant, this will become, this is 180. For 180 you will not change any ratio, that means sine will become sine 180, this is sine theta, and cosecant 180 minus theta will become cosecant theta. Okay, for all remaining you will get negative, means cos 180 minus theta minus cos theta. Okay, and tan 180 minus theta minus tan theta. For secant 180 minus theta minus secant theta. Why? Because secant theta will become secant. Why? Because 180. And cot minus cot theta. Next, if you go for 180 plus and 270 minus. 180 plus in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, two ratios tan and cot are positive and remaining are negative. For 180, tan and cot and remaining will not change. Tan will become tan, cot will become tan, and also remaining. So when you see 180 plus sine 180 plus theta, actually sine is not in the third quadrant, therefore you will get minus. And for 180 sine will become sine again, therefore sine theta. Okay, and if you see cos is not there, therefore minus cos theta. This is minus tan theta or plus tan theta? Plus tan theta. Why? Because tan is there. Therefore, this will become plus tan theta. And this cosecant is not there in the third. Therefore, it will become minus cosecant theta. And secant is also not there. Therefore, minus secant theta. Cot is there. Therefore, it will become plus cot theta. So, these are the angles for 180 plus theta. If we observe 270 minus theta, when 270 comes, the ratios will change. Therefore, sine will become cos. But only tan and cot are positive, remaining are negative. Therefore, for tan, I will place my plus, and for cot plus, remaining are minus. So you are dealing with 270, therefore sine will become cos, okay, and cos will become sine, okay, and tan will become cot, okay, cosecant will become secant, and secant will become cosecant theta, and cot will become tan theta. This is next. When you see the 270 plus theta, that is in the fourth quadrant actually. So in the fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive, therefore cos, this is positive, okay, and secant, this is positive, remaining or negative. So I am putting minus and plus in the initial stage itself. When you see for 270 plus or 270 minus, the ratios will change. See, sine will become cos theta, okay, cos will become sine theta, tan will become cot theta, cosecant will become secant theta, secant will become cosecant theta, okay, this is cot will become tan theta. And the last, if you observe 360 minus theta is also in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, this cos and secant are positive. Cos is positive here, and secant is also positive. Therefore, for remaining, I am writing minus. Now, 360. For 360, the ratios will not change as other ratios. Sine will become sine only. Therefore, sine will become sine theta here. Okay, cos theta here. Okay, tan theta here. Okay, this is cosecant theta here. This is secant theta here. This is cot theta here. So already you calculated this 360 plus theta. In this way, you may calculate, you may say everything. First quadrant is very easy, and remaining you have to keep some points in your mind. If you practice it, then this will become very easy. I think this video is helpful to all of you. If you like my video, kindly share it, subscribe it, and like it. If you encourage me, I will make more videos which are helpful to all of you. You will meet in the next video. Until then, have a nice day. Thank you.